We're on. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that. So I will be forwarding you a document, a PDF that includes 50 ways to grow your list. There's something in there for everybody, regardless of where you do business, how you do business, where you connect with your customers, because that is critical in determining which ways you're going to use to grow your list. You will find some great little tidbits, some great ideas in here, and Constant Contact actually offers a lot of tools for list growth as well within their contact growth area. So keep that in mind as well. Detailed reporting. So I say that if you're not measuring, you're not marketing. You might be advertising, but you need to be able to measure who's engaging with what content to determine what's working and what's not, so you can do more of what's working and either not do the stuff that's not, or tweak it or make it better. So the reporting is critical in seeing, in constantly improving what you're doing. And the thing that I love most about Constant Contact as a longtime user is their support. Not only do they have wonderful people, actual people, not auto attendants, that you talk to when you call support, but they also have a number of different channels that you can use to learn. blogs.constantcontact.com has lots of great blogs updated daily on social media, on just trends in the industry, of course on email marketing, seasonal marketing. So of course right now they're focusing on the holidays, and so definitely check out blogs.constantcontact.com. There's also a knowledge library that you can refer to, and like I said, there's different ways you can contact them through email, phone, online chat, etc. So enough about all the great things about Constant Contact. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about. So let's take a look at the new 3G editor. And like I said, this is probably new to a lot of you. The functions that I'm going to discuss are the same, and you're going to recognize the dashboard overall, but the 3G editor is quite improved, and so I'll show you how it works, and I hope that you'll enjoy some of the new features that they've added, and they're adding more daily. So we're going to walk through designing a branded email. We'll look at uploading a contact list, scheduling and sending your email, and then reviewing reports as well. And of course, I want to leave lots of time at the end for the Q&A. So when you have logged into Constant Contact to this point, depending on how long you've been a customer for, if you have been a customer, you may have seen one of these two dashboards. This is the first one, the first generation editor, which actually I still have access to because I've been a member or a customer for so long. The newer second generation editor looks more like this. So those are the two that one of those two you might be used to if you're an existing customer. But let's take a look at the new editor and see what's different. So excuse me while I pop over here. So now we've logged into Constant Contact here, and this is the home page of the dashboard when you log in. So this is my dashboard, so that's all of my campaigns. So up at the top you see there's campaigns where you can take a look at all the campaigns that you've sent, and they're categorized. There's a contacts area here to help you manage your contacts. Reporting is where you'll go to look at the statistics and analysis after you've sent out campaigns. List growth tools is what I alluded to before, and I hope that we have some time to get to that afterwards, and I'll walk you through some of the more popular and neat tools that I get a lot of good feedback on when I do live events. Of course, I don't know if you're going to ooh and ah today, but I hope so. And then the library is where you go to upload and access all of your images and documents that you store here for inclusion in your campaign. So what we want to do is build a new campaign. So let's hit the create button, and we want to send an email. That's what we're doing today, although there's a lot of different options there. And so you'll probably recognize this screen. This is the templates that are available for use with Constant Contact. As I mentioned before, with the new editor, all of the templates are mobile friendly. With the second generation editor, you would have seen a little mobile icon somewhere around the template thumbnail that indicated which ones were mobile responsive. So with these templates, you'll see a lot of them are the same. They've been recreated for the 3G editor from the second generation editor. And of course, they're seasonal, and Constant Contact tends to organize them with the ones that reflect upcoming seasons the closest to the top. So you'll see obviously Thanksgiving, there's some Christmas ones in here, and then it works through to New Year's and Valentine's Day and Easter, and hopefully sooner rather than later we're back in summer again. So, but just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to choose a generic layout here for a newsletter. This is called the basic newsletter template. You can preview it to see how it looks before selecting it, but I know I want to use this one, so I'm going to select and we'll pop into the editor. So when you select a template, this is what the editor looks like. Again, for those of you who have used Constant Contact previously, at first glance, it probably looks quite familiar to you, especially this area over here, the actual editor with the blocks. But if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see that the menu and the options over here have changed quite a bit. And what Constant Contact has done is they've really wanted to focus on the user and user friendliness, on knowing that a lot of their customers are not website designers or pros in design. They want to be able to not only add elements, but move elements around and configure them really super easily without a lot of knowledge of, like I feel like in the past maybe customers have felt like when they move something or when they edit a block, they feel like they all of a sudden broke it, right? And so it's taken, they really just want to simplify the whole process of putting together a template that works. So if we take a look, if you have a logo added to your profile in Constant Contact, which you can access over here, if you have a logo that you've added to that area, then it will by default be thrown into the logo area here. But if we want to change it, we can throw an image in here instead, and we can get rid of this block here. Oh, sorry, I got rid of the whole block. Let's try that again. So we'll throw the image in, and you see that pink line? That shows you where the image is going to show up. So it can actually go before, after, or to the side of your main heading, which is really nice and makes things super easy. And once you put it in, if you don't like the look, you still have the opportunity to move it, to stack your content. From here, obviously this is an image placeholder, so you can go there and it will allow you to insert an image either from your library or from a URL. So if you wanted to grab an image from your website that's on your website, you could go to your website, and I'll just quickly pull up my website and show you how that works. And so you just would right-click on the image in your website, copy link location or copy URL, whatever it says, and so I'm just going to grab my logo here. So copy image address, and then you would paste it right here and preview it, and it's going to pull up that image for you. Insert, and there you go. So the other option, if you want to replace that image, is to upload a file. And you would do that the way you do it for any other program that you would use on your computer. Browse your computer to upload a new file and insert it. You also have the ability to insert stock images. Constant Contact gives you access to a library with Big Stock, which is a stock photography or stock image provider. They have a number of free images in addition to images that you can pay for as well if you want something a little nicer than what's available for free. So just a caveat here: when you're using images, make sure, one, that you have permission to use the images. So you've purchased the stock photography, or it's an image that you've taken, or what have you, and also make sure that you tag the image so that people know what the image is about. So let's see here. Sorry, go back here. And also make sure that you link images, use that opportunity. So if I was using my logo, for example, you would want to link it, I would want to link it to my website. Makes sense? So if somebody clicks on it, they're going to be taken to my website. And never forego that opportunity to link your images. One thing that I skipped over is when you first create a new email, make sure to give it a unique title so that you can easily reference it later when you're looking at your list of campaigns. This particular title, campaign title, will not be seen by your email subscribers or your audience. It's simply for you to easily reference this particular campaign in your list of campaigns when you're on the home page or the campaigns page. So we'll just call it test campaign and move on here. And also, you can configure the header information here. This is your critical information. This is what they're first going to see when your email shows up in their inbox. So this is super important that you get this right. So, you know, a couple key things that you want to make sure that you do here is that you want to consider the from name. Are people expecting to hear from you personally, or are they expecting to hear from your business name? How are you known on social networks? So think about those two things and then decide whether you put your personal name or your business name in. And for some of you, it may be a much easier question to answer than others, but make sure that you're consistent going forward with the from name there. And from email, obviously, and then the subject is something that can either compel people to open it or compel them to delete it or even unsubscribe. So you want to make sure that the subject hints at what's inside and that it gives people a reason to open the email. The subject line is, in email is very much like the resume in job hunting. The resume does not get you the job, it gets you the interview. The subject line does not get you a click or a conversion or a trip to your event or whatever. It gets people to open your email to read more. So compelling, I would say 5 to 7 words is probably the right, the kind of sweet spot for length in your subject line, and give people a reason to open it. You also want to take advantage of something that's a bit newer with Constant Contact. It is available right now with the second generation editor, but you want to use the pre-header, and I'll show you why. When you use the pre-header, when your email shows up in somebody's inbox, they're going to see the from name, they're going to see the title, and of course it might not look exactly like this. They're going to see the title of your email, but then this text underneath also shows up in a lot of smartphones and a lot of email clients' inboxes by default. So that gives you more room to create an even more compelling reason for people to read on. You can add a little teaser in there, hint at, you know, a promotion that you're going to be discussing or what have you. So be sure to take advantage of that pre-header information. It takes but a moment to fill it out, but it really is a good investment of time. Okay? So once you have that all figured out, we can carry on with formatting. So one of the first things that I think a lot of people want to do is they want to get their email looking right. And for those of you who aren't yet Constant Contact customers, there is a promotion on right now that will get you a free campaign design or a template design. So Constant Contact will actually design a template that matches your website or the look and feel of your other marketing collateral. And so that is already taken care of for you, and you won't have to mess around with it. You can just get to plunking your content into the newsletter and sending it. So, but I do want to show you how it works in case you want to create a custom campaign to send out. It's fun and it's very, very straightforward. Unlike in the past with the first and second generation editors where they gave you options to configure so many different blocks, it could get a little messy if you weren't careful with and selective with your color choices. So here we just go over to the tab, the colors tab here, and open it up, and you'll see there's only a few different choices for changing the color, but some of these options affect a lot of the different elements in the template, which I really like because it ensures that your whole design, your whole template is going to have a cohesive look and feel that's easy to customize. So I like the clean white background, and of course the inner background you're either going to do white or maybe black. For legibility purposes, for readability, black text or dark text on a white background is by far the easiest to read. Buttons and dividers. So this next one is going to affect the background, the button color, etc. And you'll see that we can scroll through here the color swatches that are available. It also pulls up some of the more recent colors we used, so we could opt for that. Or you can go to more colors and choose a color from here based on your existing color scheme for your brand. Now, what if you don't know what your brand colors are precisely? There's a great tool that I use, and I think a lot of people do, called, there's a number of different tools like this. I know a lot of people use one called Color Cop. I use one called Colorzilla, which I'm hovering over here up in the top, and it's just a browser extension that where the icon stays up there in the top corner, and you click on it and it allows you to sample colors. So what I did was pull up a fall color scheme here, and I can just sample the colors from this color scheme and pull them in to make a really nice looking template if I'm going to be doing you know, a fall theme newsletter. So you'll see up at the top there's a bar that pops down that shows you the RGB code and the hex code, which is the one that we need, and it will actually copy that to the clipboard. So this is the color I'm going to borrow. You'll see the hex code up top with the hashtag is C7C62E. So I'm going to click on that. It's colored that copy, or copied that color, and I'm going to click on more colors, go in here, and paste that in here. And you'll see that affects the border, the buttons, etc. Now, that contrasting color for the headlines actually doesn't look too bad with it. So, you know, we could go with that, or of course, if we want to further customize it, you know, we could look at one of the other colors from that color scheme, maybe the purple, and see if that works. But I just want to show you that you have the ability to get the actual precise color codes from your website to do this yourself. Of course, this is what Constant Contact would do for you if they were creating your color or your custom template for you. So 491239, we'll give it a try. And it really doesn't have much impact because it's such a dark color. So we'll actually just go back to something like this just for demonstration's sake. But you see how to use this feature and also the color sampling tool, Colorzilla or Color Cop, to be able to grab your actual color scheme from your website. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways that you can customize your newsletter. And a few things that I want to tell you are that for these days, more so than ever, when people are looking at your email, we're really in a situation where people's attention is at a premium. So when they are looking at, statistically, when they're looking at your email, pardon me, from a desktop device, they might actually look at your email for 30 to 40 seconds. However, if they're reading, if they do click and open your email, they might look at you, they might only spend 10 to 15 seconds looking at your email. So what that means, and it's actually very good news, what that means is it's more critical than ever to keep your email, your newsletter, as short as possible. Gone are the days of scrolling through long, multi-segment newsletters. Some organizations can get away with that. One I'm thinking of specifically is any membership-based organization where the members are expecting to get a comprehensive newsletter from the organization. That will still fly with them. But generally speaking, you've got subscribers to your newsletter who are just looking for you to add a bit of value to your day. They want it short and sweet, and of course what you want to do is give them a reason to click on the link to read more. So whether you direct them to your website, you direct them to your Facebook page, to an event registration, whatever the case might be, to download a document, you want to get to that point quickly, and you want that call to action, which is what this button is here, to be above the scroll line so that people can get to it very quickly. So speaking of buttons, here, if we go back to the Build tab here, there are a number of elements that you can add to your email. Now, first and foremost, because I do want to keep it short and sweet, I'm actually going to delete this bottom block so that we keep this email to we keep it really focused to one call to action and one feature story, and that's it. That is actually, we tend to get into a situation of paralysis by analysis if we put too many calls to action in any one email. People just get confused or decide not to click on anything at all. So keep it focused, and you're going to see a higher conversion rate as a result. So all of these items over here are drag and drop, and you can add them anywhere in the email that you want, and of course you can move them around if you so choose, if you decide that you didn't drop it in the right spot. So just to demonstrate that. Buttons, the same. If you want a button at the bottom here, another call to action, or the same call to action just repeated below the content is a good idea as well, just for repetition's sake. Some people like to go straight to what you want them to do. Others are going to read the content first. That compels them further to click on the call to action. So it's not a bad idea to repeat that button there as well. Just so you see, this is the same here. The little flyout, when you hover over a block, the four-way arrow will allow you to move that block around. This allows you to copy the block, which I just did accidentally, and then this bottom icon, of course, will allow you to get rid of that, to delete that block. And so you can also, for those of you who haven't used video yet, video is humongous in marketing these days. So if you're creating videos and uploading them to YouTube, for example, you can easily embed a video into your content. You can edit it here, throw the YouTube URL in there, even test the link. It's going to generate a thumbnail here for you, and then you can insert that into there, and it will show that thumbnail and allow people to click directly on it to watch the video, which is really cool. You can also, I will show you that in a different area. So also, if you want to space your elements out a little bit, you can add spaces. You can even choose how much space you want to add between elements as well, which is really nice. And oh man, I was so happy to see this in here, because sometimes I would have to add multiple space blocks just to get the kind of space that I wanted between elements. So now you can add space, and not just there, but you can actually add it just on top of one element or across the whole. You can add it the side here, so you have a space in the side, and that line only extends halfway across now. You can put it anywhere that you want, which is very cool. I'm ecstatic about the space item. And also with your social at the bottom, if you join new social networks, then you can add a new social button in there at any point. and you can add new icons in there as well. So a couple other cool options here. If you want to add in a pre-formatted template, a pre-formatted block of text and or image, then you can look at these templates here, which includes the option to add a coupon at the bottom of your email if you want to add it down here. If you want to, offer people a discount, for a one-time discount to enjoy, and make sure to update this information and include an expiry date, etc., then you can add the coupon in there, which is very cool. People can print that off. If you want to add a block of 4 images with text below each one, so it adds almost like a table. The cool thing about this is that it's mobile friendly. So when you go to preview this, which I love the fact that you can preview this at all, it's going to show you what that looks like on a desktop, which is cool. But you can also see what it's going to look like on a mobile device. And what it does is obviously it narrows the view, it stacks your content, and you'll see this block that I just put in that had 2 columns of content. Now all of those blocks are stacked one on top of the other to make it easy for people to see each individual image and to click on any links that you might have and to read the text that's there. So very cool feature, which I love as well. So we'll click back to edit to go back to that. If you add a design element and you want to see how it looks right away, that's how you do it. You can also add in additional dividers like this green one here. So it just basically duplicates that divider element there. So a few other features that I really love that are new and make content curation and sharing super easy. If you curate content for sharing with your audience, so through an RSS reader like Feedly, or if you save it in your email, or if you save it in an app like Pocket, where it's a browser extension and you can just go back and look at web pages that you didn't have time to read previously, you can easily insert an excerpt of that content into your emails for people to look at and then click through to read more information. So you can preface it with a little paragraph here that says, this month I'm talking about this, and I recently read a blog post that really resonated with me, and here's why. And if you want to read the rest of the blog post, please see below and click the link. And so you're the portal of the information for people. So don't worry that you're sending them to a third-party website. You're the one who sent them that information, and they're going to position you as an expert in their mind because you're the one who's sharing that with them. Yes, they have access to all this content online just like you do, but nobody has or takes the time to do it, even though it's very valuable to them. So that's where you can drive value. So I'll show you how this looks. So let's go to, see if I can log into my Feedly account quickly here. Excuse me. Okay, good to know. Actually, let's go to, I'm a big fan of Seth Godin. So I'm going to pull up Seth Godin's blog. For those of you who don't know, he's a big marketing guy, great writer, does a daily blog post, which I receive in my inbox, and he's really, really fantastic. A lot of his blogs are very short and to the point, but highly shareable. So this is today's blog post. I'm going to scroll through to one that maybe is a little shorter. No, we'll take this one. We'll take this one. So if not now, when is the one that I'll take. So you want to copy that URL there. And if you want to share this with your audience, and of course this is just an example, but you'll copy this address from the address bar, and we're going to take it over here, and we're going to insert a read more section here. below the video. And so I'm just going to get rid of some of this clutter, get rid of this block as well. And so what this does is it pulls up, this is by default what it's going to look like, but if you click on it and go to edit, what you do is put the name of the website or blog in here, or sorry, not the name, the address, and then it's going to pull up some possible pictures that it might include in that post for you to include with the little excerpt that it's pulling out. If none of them suit you, then you can just choose no image as well. But let's go ahead and insert that. So this is an easy way for you to pull in content that you want to share with somebody from a third party, or even from your own blog if you do your own blog, or even from like a LinkedIn post if you create LinkedIn posts. And then when they read this small blurb here, if they choose to read more, they can click on the read more link and it'll take them right through to it. So that is such a great tool for being able to easily share content without having to recreate the wheel. I love that feature. Also, you can include a poll. So these next two features are available to subscribers of what's called the Email Plus plan. So there's an email plan that only includes Constant Contact's email platform, which is wonderful. But if you need more functionality and you want to do more with your marketing platform, they also offer polls and event registration and coupons and that kind of thing. So here's a couple opportunities as Email Plus plan members to add to your newsletter very quickly and easily and be able to get more information from people. So you can add a poll in to your newsletter, just drop it wherever you like. And by default, this is the poll that shows up. But again, if you click on it and go to edit, you can change what the question is and what the answers are. And these are just multiple, because it's a poll, those are quick, they're just multiple choice answers. There you go. Obviously, this is a fairly benign question, but just to give you an example of how the editor works. And then, you can add additional questions or answers, I'm sorry. So this is a quick way to gather information. Of course, you're probably looking for more critical information than is it sunny where you are today, but maybe that factors into your business. I'm not sure. Maybe it's relevant. But just to show you how that poll works, you could ask people, have they read the book that you're reviewing? If you offered a book review, if you were linking to a book review kind of thing, you could say, have any of you read the book? If you're selling a product, how many of you already use this product or one similar to it kind of thing, right? You can get pretty good feedback with just a quick little poll. I'm going to get rid of that here just so we don't clutter this up too much. Likewise, if you're planning an event and you want to gauge how many people are planning to show up, you can put a quick little RSVP block in here as well. So are you coming to my event? Obviously, you can edit this as well. Change that. So you can put the event location in and some details. You can even put an event description in there. And then you can also change the RSVP options. But this is very much like a Facebook event page. But instead of expecting people to find you on Facebook and find your event on Facebook, you're mailing it out to people, so you're reaching out to them directly. This is outbound marketing at its finest. So you can garner some engagement this way and find out who's coming and who's not. Of course, if you are using the event registration platform on Constant Contact, you would want to link over to that as well to ensure that people register if need be for your event. But another great way to leverage a quick new feature in Constant Contact to build in, or to garner engagement from your audience. So, and then all of this, both the poll information and the RSVP information, all of the analytics is included in your reporting later on, so you can take a look at who clicked on what, which is great. So, and a nice thing here in speaking about Constant Contact and how they develop their product and the amount of support that they provide, this is a question from Constant Contact to you. What blocks would you like to see them develop next? And Constant Contact is super committed to developing their products based on the feedback that they get from their customers. So the questions and requests that they get the most frequently really are what drive their development process and how they prioritize development. So, you know, feel free when you're using the editor to indicate here what you would like them to develop next for the blocks here, what other options you would like to see them add in there. So we'll say we've got our campaign together and we want to preview it and make sure that it works. You always, I want to stress, you always want to check spelling. This is your reputation. When you're sending emails out, you want to make sure that the spelling is right. If you have somebody that you can send it to, because I'm a spelling and grammar fanatic, but I understand that when you're putting this stuff together yourself, your eyes just tend to glaze over after a while and you miss mistakes or typos. So if you have somebody that you can share it with that can proof it for you, that's probably your best bet, but make sure that you at least make an effort to check it over yourself. The other thing that you want to do is test, you know, send it to your own email client to see how it looks in your inbox. I test it through multiple email clients myself, but that's part of what I do. So, so that's important to me that I test it across Outlook and Gmail and Yahoo and Hotmail and what have you. But you want to make sure that you click on each link that you've got in your email so that you ensure that they're going where you want them to go. And in fact, when you're first entering the hyperlink, there's an option right in that little pop-up that says test link, and you can actually test it right from there as well. But just make sure that you test those links at some point to ensure they're going where you want them to go. And I'm as guilty as anybody else of sending stuff out. And sometimes, and I actually experienced this yesterday, sometimes when you send it out in the social media area, the data path or the link to get to your social media profile, I had this happen yesterday with LinkedIn, it changes. And so while it used to work, now it doesn't, and you have to kind of check on those every so often and make sure that the links are still the same and that they're still working so people can engage with you through your social media channels. So we've got that taken care of. We're going to send a test email, and the test email is the one that will go to your inbox. You can choose where you want, you know, which email account you want it to go to. In fact, you can choose up to 5 email addresses. So if you want to choose more than one, you can just add another email address there, and you can add, like I said, up to 5. If you're sending this to somebody else, you can also add a note in there that indicates that it's a test and could they take a look at it, kind of thing. So so that's the way that you will test your email. And then when you're ready to go, we click on Continue up in the top right corner. And that's going to take us to the page where we can schedule our email and decide who we're going to send it to. So by default up top here, you'll see a list of all of your lists that you have created. I have quite a few because I've used my product a long time. So choose the list that you would like to send it to. You can select multiple lists. Keep in mind that if you have a contact that's on more than one list and you select more than one list at a time to send to that contact is on, they will not receive that email more than once. Constant Contact vets out any duplicates from the aggregated list of all the lists that you want to send to, and they only send to each email address once. So no worries about duplicate emails there. And so you can select that. You can, again, double check the subject and from name, which we already configured. And then up on the right-hand side is when you schedule. So there's two options. So you can either send it now, or you can schedule it for later, at which time, if you select that, you'll have a little pop down here with the calendar, and you can select the date and the time that you want your email to go out. You can also ask them, Constant Contact, to send you early results, and that means about 48 hours after the email is sent, you'll get early results of opens, clicks, and a few other stats sent to your email address, which is a good idea. I mean, if you just want that information, that's great, but it also reminds you to go in and look at your analytics to see how that campaign performed if you hadn't yet gone in to take a look at it. So great way to remind yourself, if nothing else, about looking at the stats there. And then you would click schedule, and it would schedule to send. I'm not going to, because I don't want to send this email out to my email. Actually, I'll send it to myself. I believe I have myself in here as a list, just to show you, for those of you who aren't aware, to show you what that looks like. Oh, select a future date. Sorry, we're going to send it now. There we go. So when it's done, it confirms your email will be sent shortly, and it sets up this dashboard for this particular campaign with an open rate and a click rate. Obviously, everything's at 0 right now because it's just going to be sent, but this is the dashboard where you'll come back to look at your stats. Note here that it differentiates between the number of emails opened on desktop and the number opened up on mobile. For the first time in 2015, mobile consumption of online content exceeded or transcended that of desktop consumption, which means that it's critical that your emails going out are mobile friendly or mobile responsive. So, and you know that with using Constant Contact that they are by default, which is really reassuring. Mobile is the number one thing that I make sure that my clients invest time and or money in, if need be, to make sure that their website is mobile responsive and that everything they're putting online is mobile friendly and mobile responsive. So we can look at the send history in reporting to see a list of all of the, this is the send history for this. We want to go over to reporting, actually, and take a look here. And this will show me kind of a heat map. So this is my overview of all campaigns that I've sent. You'll see that my opens by device is much more heavily weighted to desktop, and it's because of who my audience is and when I'm sending my emails. They're generally at their desk doing business during the day. I don't send them at times when they're going to be reading them on a mobile device. So that's why mine is more heavily weighted that way. But you may find as you're sending emails that you're seeing a lot more opens and engagement on mobile devices. So this heat map here shows a history of my most recent campaigns, and it shows the sends is the darker blue color here, the medium blue or the green blue is opens, and then the click-throughs is in the orange here. So this is the last 50 campaigns sent. And then you can actually break your results down by campaign. So every campaign that you've sent out has its own analytics here. And the nice thing is that you can click on any one of these, and it's going to bring up a more detailed list of who specifically opened or clicked on your emails and what time of day and what day of the week, which is very important for determining the best time to send your email. You want to look at how your emails in the past have performed and look at the ones that are garnering the highest engagement. Of course, it could be relevant, it could be related to the content that you're sharing, so you know that that's working for you, but you also want to take a look at times and dates to make sure that you know what days of the week are garnering the best engagement and what times of day people are opening your emails. Regardless of the campaign, look at the time of day that the bulk of your recipients are opening their emails. You also have the ability ability to look at the bounce rate. That's how many emails bounced back to you and didn't make it through to the recipient. And that could be their security settings at their end, whether it's on their specific computer or whether, you know, you sent to a work or a corporate email and the security settings on the servers of the corporation are high. Sometimes you can't get around that. You can, though, ask that they give you a personal email address or that they add you to their whitelist, or they whitelist your email address so that future emails will get through to them. You can also look at the unsubscribe rate here to take a look at how many unsubscribes. You cannot see who, because Constant Contact wants to protect their privacy and doesn't want you hounding people saying, why did you unsubscribe? Not that you would do that, but it's interesting to note which campaigns are garnering unsubscribes so that you can get a better understanding of what's working and what's not. So if we look at contacts quickly, I'm wary of the time, so we're moving right along here. Look at the contacts section. This is where we come in to manage contacts. So to add contacts, you can just quickly upload them from a file, which is probably the easiest way to do it. You can take an Excel spreadsheet like this, first name, last name, email address. I would say the less information that you ask for, the more likely people are going to be to subscribe. I would say the bare minimum is first name so that you can personalize emails, and email address, obviously, you need to send to them. Last name would be good because it gives you a bit more reference as to who is whom and who they are exactly. But you can also ask for company that they work for, title, phone number, etc. If you are putting that in your subscription form, make sure that whatever you don't absolutely require, that you make it an unrequired field, or you only make required the information that you really, truly do require. So this is where you could do that. If we go back, if we go back to the contacts area, the other way that you can do it, one of two other ways that you can do it is you can type in one contact or copy and paste multiple contacts in. But if you type in one, it's going to take you to a separate contact page like this where you can add as much or as little information as you want. An interesting thing that you can do to further distinguish individual contacts is that you can add tags. So say you want to differentiate females from males because you do events that are specific to a female or a male, or women and men, then you can put that in here as a tag and add it, which is cool. And you can actually add multiple tags as well. So, you know, if you want to also distinguish them by geographic location or what products they purchased or age range kind of thing, you can do that all so that when you go to send emails, you can super target your campaigns based on those tags. And the nice feature is when you're sending, you can actually include, you can choose lists, but then you can also click a link that allows you to include certain people based on tags or exclude certain people based on tags. So if you want to send to a bunch of lists, but you only want the females on each of those lists, you select all those lists, and then you hit, refine based on tags kind of thing, and you can select the female tag, and it will only include those that you've tagged female in from each of those lists that you've selected, which is a really cool feature as well. So reporting we've looked at, contacts we've looked at. I do want to take a quick moment to show you just some of the list growth tools, and then we'll open it up for some Q&A if you're up for that. So a couple popular tools. First of all, you want to configure your sign-up form. This is the form that people will see when you link to this to allow them to subscribe. So this is what my sign-up form looks like. Simple. It allows people to choose which email list they want to sign up for. If you're interested in joining my list, it's emotivate.tips, and you can choose what types of information that you'd like to subscribe to, and then you'll be added accordingly to those lists, and Constant Contact does that automatically. It's very hands-off for me, which is really great. You also have, there's an update profile form. So people change their addresses, they might change jobs or just get a new, they might switch from Hotmail to Gmail or what have you. And so you want to give people the opportunity to update their profile from time to time. Maybe they've gotten married, changed their name, they're at a new company, what have you. You want to give them that opportunity. I also have a number of additional web sign-up forms that are specific to particular campaigns that I did. So I did an event called Premium Presence, and I wanted to give the attendees and prospective attendees of that event the opportunity to join my Premium Presence mailing list. So this is specific to that, and you'll see there's some other ones here as well. I have one that's specific to golf as well. So on the right-hand side, take a look at a few of these tools. This Facebook sign-up form allows you to facilitate subscriptions to your email list right from your Facebook business page. So if I go to Facebook and go to my business page, eMotivate Marketing. Hello, Gary. Sorry for the delay. You'll see here on the left-hand side, the Join My List app is here. And I've created that right from Constant Contact. There's a wizard, and it walks me right through it. And so I have the ability, it looks like I have to update my logo there, but I have the ability to ask people to join my list right from my eMotivate Marketing Facebook business page. So, the same kind of thing. Thanks for your interest. Fill in the information below. And then they click Join Email List. It's hands-off for me, and it's just another channel that I can use. And that is included as one of the options in the 50 Ways to Grow Your List that I'll be sharing with you after the webinar. So I don't want to spend too much time on that right now unless there's questions about that. There's also a WordPress sign-up form that you can embed right into your WordPress website if you have one. So makes it super easy and allows you to customize the form and embed it right into your site. Text to sign up is something available only in the US, so we won't touch on that one. There is a marketplace that allows you to look at all the different apps and integrations. In addition to Facebook and WordPress, they have probably, I would say, hundreds of integrations with different software tools, especially around CRMs and even Outlook. If you want to export your Outlook contacts right into Constant Contact, there's an app for that. So let's look further down at contact emails. So there's a welcome email that you can set up. These are automated emails. So you can configure your welcome email to be sent out as soon as somebody subscribes to your email list online. They'll be sent this beautiful welcome email to welcome them and just confirm with them that they have in fact successfully subscribed to your mailing list. So I'll just show you what mine looks like here quickly. And I give them a thank you for joining my mailing list. It's this downloadable infographic, how to choose the right marketing channels for your business. So you can also add a bit of free content in there, or maybe incent them, as a lot of big retailers do, with a 10% off, a discount or whatever from their first purchase. So I'll leave that up to you. But at the very least, you want to say welcome and thank you for your interest. Those thank yous, those kindnesses that you can automate go a long way in establishing a relationship of trust for you and your audience. So important and super simple to configure. So if we go back to list growth tools here, the update profile email is there as well. And the sign up and unsubscribe updates as well are there. Now you can also create automated series of emails that can go out. So as soon as somebody subscribes, they'll get your welcome email, and then you can set up a series of like 5 emails that send out once a week for the next 5 weeks, so that at bare minimum every new subscriber is getting 5 quick tips that are relevant to probably your business, but also relevant to their lives, either personally or professionally. And that might even be the incentive that you use for them signing up for your list to start with, is that they get that series of emails that are valuable, that provide value for them. So what else? I'm just checking my list to make sure I didn't forget anything, but I think we're pretty good. So I want to make sure to give you lots of time to ask the questions that you might have about constant contact, about how to use specific elements, or anything about email and social media marketing and how to integrate it. That's my job. That's what I do, and I'm happy to share my expertise or my thoughts with you. So if you're on here and you have questions, please let's take a look at those. I'm just going to expand my questions panel here. So Gregory asked about cropping a photo, and I thought that you did have the ability. Gregory, are you using the first gen or second gen, the second gen or third gen editor? That's my question to you. If you're still with us, Gregory. And while, oh, you just signed up yesterday. Okay, perfect. So you are probably using the third generation editor. Does this look familiar? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'm not sure. We'll take a quick look here. I want to look at that because you did have the ability to edit images previously, but what you can do is you should be able to manually go in and insert edit the size of your images so that they're the same height. Is it the same height that you want? Okay, let's take a look here. I'm just going to open up a new email quickly. And you put them in side by side. So let's do one of those. So there's a little option down here, if you can see that, Gregory, in the little pop-up window. And if you click on Edit Image, you'll see that crop is one of the options there. You can also resize them, though, and there is where you can determine the exact dimensions of height and width of each image. And this little padlock here means that when you scale one dimension, the other will scale automatically. In any case where you would want to only scale one dimension, you can unlock that, but I wouldn't suggest it because it distorts your image. So you want to keep that locked. Does that help you? I see a bunch of yes, yes, yes there. So I'm hoping that one of those yeses was, this is the information that you're looking for. And Beverly asked, can you link this with ACT? I think it probably does link with it, with ACT. So yeah, go to marketplace.constantcontact.com and you can use the search function there to look for the exact app or integration that you're looking for, Beverly. You're welcome, Gregory. I hope that helped. Other questions, please ask away. This is where you get the most value out of these out of this webinar. This is how this makes me feel the best. This lets me know that this investment of time is worthwhile for all of us. So any questions that you have, please ask away. I'm going to stay on the line here for a while. If you have all the answers that you need and you've got to run, I completely understand. But please do ask any other questions, because I'm going to stay on the line till 1:30 just to make sure that you have the information that you need to better leverage Constant Contact if you're already a customer, or to help you make that decision if maybe email's right for you, and then I'm happy to help you get signed up as well. I did want to just show you, for any who have not yet subscribed to Constant Contact, they do have an offer available right now. You can start with the 60-day free trial, and so you can go that route. One moment, please, and let me pull it up here. I thought I had I don't. So right now, Constant Contact, I'm not seeing the offer that they have here, but right now, Constant Contact is offering 35% off for the first 3 months. Plans start at $20 a month. If you prepay for 6 months or a year, you're eligible for up to 15% off, and that's on an ongoing basis. If you're a chamber member of a participating Chamber of Commerce throughout North America, you're eligible for up to 25% off when you prepay. And if you're a nonprofit, you're eligible for up to 30% off when you prepay. So lots of options there. Honestly, like, I pay $20 a month, and it is worth its weight in gold, this software. So, I really encourage you to take a close look, at least do the trial. And I think one of the areas where people tend to flounder is that they download the software, but then they don't do anything with it. So make sure that you're signing up for Constant Contact's webinars, whether through me, or you can reach out to me directly. I'll put my contact information back up here. Or go to blogs.constantcontact.com and take a look at their upcoming events, because there's tons of learning going on there, online and in person, around around the world, but specifically in North America. There's stuff going on pretty much every day, so no shortage of learning there. Constant Contact also has a YouTube channel that you can use. You can go there, just type in Constant Contact, and you can look up all of their great tutorials that they offer, and they're constantly being updated. I'm just seeing another picture here. Beverly is asking, can you save a resized image to your computer? I don't believe so. I'm not sure if you can. You should be able to resize that image away from your computer. In fact, Beverly, you were at my seminar yesterday, and we talked about, I believe, or maybe I didn't talk about it, but there's a program that I use that I love and I recommend to my clients. It's called Canva.com, CANVA, like canvas but without the S.com, and it is an image editing, web-based image editing software, and it allows people the flexibility of creating and editing images online without needing to buy expensive software. So Canva.com. If you're looking to resize an image offline, that is a great tool for you to look at. Wonderful, wonderful, awesome. Thank you, Wendy, for joining us. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Gregory, for coming. Any other questions while we're all still on the line here? There's a number of you still on the line, so I do want to answer your questions if you have them. Now's the time to ask. If you think of something afterwards, though, feel free to connect with me, and I was actually going to put that up on the screen for you, wasn't I? Try that again. There you go. So please do reach out with questions. I'm happy to help you get started with Constant Contact or help you, in taking advantage of some of the discounts that they have available right now. Make sure, in order to, if you're signing up for the new the Constant Contact as a new customer, go to marketingforreal.com. And that will allow you to take advantage of the discount that's currently available. And after the webinar, I'll send you the promo code that you can plug in to get that discount that's available right now. If you are a chamber member or nonprofit, please let me know, and I can make sure to connect you with the right people at Constant Contact or send your information through so that they can apply that discount to your account on an ongoing basis. When is my next webinar? I have not got another webinar planned right now, Beverly. Thank you for asking. But on my e-tips, one of the options on my e-tips list is to learn about new webinars as they're scheduled. So if you haven't yet joined e-tips, you can certainly do so and make sure to check off that box, eMotivate webinars or upcoming webinars, I think it says. Sometimes I schedule webinars on demand. And thank you, Beverly, that's wonderful. And you're a member of Ingersoll. Great. I've worked with Anne quite a bit, and I offer live seminars through Anne there as well. So if you want live seminars, talk to your local chamber. If you're a member of a chamber, talk to the manager at your local chamber and ask them to bring in a Constant Contact authorized local expert. You can certainly refer them to me. If I'm not in your area, I can identify the person who is in your area and get them out to deliver these types of seminars. We have a long list of different topics that we offer on social media and email marketing and just online marketing in general. And if they're a member of the chamber program, then you also are eligible for discounts through the chamber as well, one of the benefits of memberships. Thanks for joining today, Beverly. So glad you could join us. Any other questions while everybody's still on the line here? Some of you are hanging on, maybe waiting for questions from other people, but don't hesitate to speak up. I'm happy to answer your questions. I will mute myself out, and if I see questions come in, I'll pop on and answer the question for you.